We started as like a light manufacturer, making our own topicals, oils, lotions, just kind of out of the basement of my house, like every little startup. And after a couple of years of that, we decided to open up our retail location in Menomonee Falls. So.
Where do you do your manufacturing now? Still in the basement?
No, not in the basement. Now it's actually at our facility in Menomonee Falls. So, yep. If we were to run down the top 10 brands, like on our daily report, TerraSol, our Delta 8 gummies are probably the #1 seller the majority of the days. We distribute for 3 Tall Pines, always big sellers on our list. Our whole spectrum line of products, our oils, our salves, our all of our different topicals, also really good sellers at the store. So.
Okay, so I've been hearing more about the whole spectrum line of products. Could you tell me about those?
Sure, whole spectrum. So it's the next level above, like you got your isolates, then you've got your broad spectrum, which is no THC, then you have your full spectrum, which includes THC, and then a whole spectrum is that next level where it includes the terpenes, even some flavonoids, which is a unique process from American Extractions, a Wisconsin-based company down in Janesville. So,
what are the products that you manufacture that's your personal favorite?
Personal favorite of mine, salve is probably the #1 product that we make that I really stand behind. Like, it's a good topical pain reliever. I use it as like a neosporin almost. Like, my kids get scrapes and cuts. It's what we put on them to take away the pain, help with the healing process. So it's really good on your knees and elbows and different joints of the body. So.
How would you describe the state of the cannabis industry in Wisconsin?
It's hopeful and it's a little progressive. We're still kind of like being held back a little bit, but I think maybe federally, if things go legal, hopefully Wisconsin just adopts that policy just like we did with the 2018 Farm Bill.
Do you think that's more likely that Wisconsin's going to need it to go federally legal before it goes legal on a state level?
I would hope not, but I think at least that would be the final tipping point. There's already 18 states that are full legal, so it'd be kind of nice to get Wisconsin ahead of the game, be able to get that revenue from tax generation and everything in too. So,
when it comes to manufacturing your own products, what's some of the equipment that you can't live without?
Certified scales, weights and measurements. Like, it's really crucial that our numbers are on point, because then we want what we're doing in our facility to match what the labs are going to show us, so everything is done right, no product waste.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any issues when it comes to compliance?
We've never had an issue internally. Sometimes compliance, if we order like raw products like distillates or things from other companies, we send it out for our own lab testing from third party, and then we run into conflicts of what their labs match our labs, and then we got to figure out who's right and who's wrong. So.
Right. How do you figure that out?
It's sending it off another blind test to different labs, which is time and money. So sometimes there's a big delay in that process. So, but multiple tests is sometimes important.
Do you plan to scale the business?
Yes, so currently we have our online marketplace, we have our retail store in Menomonee Falls. We are looking at multiple locations throughout southeastern Wisconsin in the next few years, so yeah.
Okay. What made you choose the cannabis industry?
Well, growing up, participated in the sport a little bit. As I got older, started getting joint pains and everything, so what really started with me and like my co-founder, my business partner, Keefe, I wrecked my knee roller skating with my kids for Scouts. And somebody had suggested using like a topical butter called like the CBD butter. I'm like, what's CBD? I had no idea. And so I started using it to take away some like the surface pain that was still residual from my crash. It actually worked out really well, and I was like, oh, this works out well. And then my business partner had some family needs that they were already using CBD oils for like different types of things like seizures and stuff. And so we were watching the Packers one day and we're like, let's start a business. And so we decided to kind of get TerraSol going, and now here we are today. So,
do you guys struggle with the stigma of CBD, given that there's the bad actors in the industry are the ones that make the headlines?
Yes, there's still a big struggle, still some stigma. We even get customers who will come into our store and be like, you can't sell that. And we're like, well, that's 100% legal hemp products like the buds, edibles, vape. Biggest roadblocks we run into is finance, getting credit card process companies, online merchants, also like leasing, like for getting another location. People don't like the language of paraphernalia, different edibles, glassware. So we run into a lot of roadblocks that way too. So.
Okay. What are your expectations for the cannabis industry?
A little bit more brought to light, like the actual benefits of it. I mean, everybody talks about big pharma and they want to push prescription pills down your throat and really create customers and not create the cure. Cannabis isn't the end all be all for that, but I think it's just one of the many aspects of like holistic healing naturally for a body. So there's a lot of research still needs to be done. Terpenes, the effects on us, all the different cannabinoids. Everybody knows CBD and THC, but there's so many more that do so much better than some prescription drugs, so a lot natural way to go.
What are your thoughts on the show?
So far the turnout's been amazing. I was surprised as soon as the doors opened, people were lined up out the door. A lot of walk-up ticket sales, I guess. So far the crowd's been good. I love the people, everybody's always in a good mood. It's a great industry to be in. So you get, again, a few bad apples here and there, but for the most part, even we have a lot of competition here with other retail stores, but we all know each other. We all like, hey, nice products, hey, nice this. There's never like really, like there's no animosity really between a lot of us, so which is really good. So.